Here are the parts you will need for a drop ceiling grid install. The S302 self-tapping screw. The S102 set screw. The S402 anchor screw. The S502 plastic anchor. The S02 swivel clip. The G02 hanger. The E02 hanger and track connector. C02 end wall plate. The M02 end cap. And the F02 track connector. Because our end wall plate and end cap are designed to fit snugly, you may find a rubber mallet useful. Drop ceiling grids are constructed on a 2-foot by 2-foot grid or on a 2-foot by 4-foot grid. Grids that traverse the length of the room make up the support grid. The support grid is attached to the superstructure of the building using steel rods. The shorter grid pieces that fit between the support grid are called cross grid and lock into the support grid to create the 2-foot by 2-foot or the 2-foot by 4-foot frame. It's a good idea to lay out the installation prior to installing to be sure you have the proper parts and track. While 2-foot by 2-foot grids provide plenty of connection options, you'll find that it is necessary to add additional support grid when installing on a 2-foot by 4-foot grid. Here's how you do it. The first thing you want to do is remove the ceiling tiles from the grid frames where you will insert cross supports. Insert cross support grid pieces and lock them into the support grid. Now that you have inserted the cross grid pieces, cut the acoustical tile into 2-foot by 2-foot pieces and reinsert into the grid frame. Once you have determined the locations of your ceiling supports, use the S302 self-tapping screw to secure the S02 swivel clip to the ceiling grid. These supports should be installed every 24 inches. Here's a great installation tip. Install the curves of your track first, and then measure from end of the curve to the wall to determine the length of the straight track you will need. Don't forget to take into account the thickness of the end wall plate as well as the track connector. Anchor the ends of the track that meet the wall with the end wall plate, and fit an end cap on all track ends that do not end at a wall. It's a tongue twister. Be sure that all connection screws are in place and tightened down. Before you get started, here's a couple other things to remember. Be sure to cut the end of the track that does not connect to another track. This will give you 2 manufactured ends to use as track connections. And finally, the easy part. Attach the On the Right Track cubicle panel to your beautifully installed track.
Some work done.